another episode of Magical as Fuck. And I would rather say actually Magical and Friends, because that AF could mean a lot of different things. And I do have a lot of different listeners and people that are entertained. So, so I would like to introduce somebody that I'm truly fond of. And most of my friends already know about you already, because I always share your information and your content. But his name is Chris Dre, and at least that's the name that he goes by.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we gonna go with. And he is an awesome person, a great father, an entrepreneur, a mentor. I like to call him a community influencer.
I try.
Yeah, because you're all about educating and making us aware of things. So
I definitely try.
So, everybody knows I'm always about the business. When it gets to me, I'm always about numbers and helping people grow. That is one of the things that I love to do. So, when you started, I want to say you did a body butter company.
Right.
That's called Madison Haru.
Right.
And give us a little bit about that. How did it start?
Well, I named it after both of my kids. And it was a bunch of YouTube videos that I was watching, people prepared as butter. And I just wanted to try it. So I did it in my kitchen, and it was, fairly simple and effective, and tried it on my skin and everybody in my family and seeing what it was doing. And then before I started really talking about it, like people with eczema and kids with eczema, I would try different
things.
And it was working. I was getting a lot of results. So, I was like, let me just put my kid's name on it. So I named it Madison Haru after my children.
Powerful names, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think so.
That's super dope. Yeah. That's super dope. I haven't had a chance to try it myself yet, but I'm sure it's amazing and the results are great. I'm definitely going to make sure I bring some back home.
Yeah, it smells really good, and it's made with shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil.
He can't give all. Don't give all that.
Well, I'm just, it's
on the label. Okay, but you don't tell us how much.
Right. See, the thing is, I try to show everybody how easy it is to make your own product.
Right. Teach them how to fish.
Right. And I found that people don't really like to do stuff like that. There's so much people who rather buy it.
We're more consumers than we are producers, which is kind of, to me, is sort of a bad thing.
And I would try to teach people first, like, rather than, all the Asian companies and all of these other foreign companies that's making so much money off of our needs, why not just skip the process and buy it yourself?
Make it yourself, yeah.
So, same thing with foods, like, the sea moss.
Yes, I want to get some of that too, because I think you made a fresh batch of sea moss. I was
today.
Yeah, today. So I would love to get some of that too.
A lot of people really, they tell you, like, I don't really have the time, and I'm not really interested in making it. I want to buy it. And they'll just be honest. Like, you're like, all right.
Okay. I mean, supply and demand. Supply and demand. That's what we're all about. That is, and talking about, your children and how you named it after them. I love the fact that you are such an awesome dad, and you promote that. And like scrolling through your page, I was showing someone, they was just like, okay, so where's his body butter? Because I don't really see that. Well, I said technically, it was based off his children, and that is what you showcase.
With I haven't reached the need to go really aggressive with the body butter. It's just something that I like to make, and I sell it based on how I'm feeling. To be quite honest with you, I haven't
but that's actually.
Listen, you have to understand. I've made a lot and I've sold a lot, but I realized like I could do a lot more if I fully concentrated on it, and I could really see some, major results. I've seen great results, but to see major results, I would have to put it in major production. It's just a lot going on.
Yeah, it is.
I'm doing a lot of, it's a lot of different things going on. So if I had a team, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
We all did. A team is very important.
But I do it by order. People hit me up. I got a lot of returning customers and new customers. So I just make it as I go along and sell it as I go along.
Okay, well that's great. So even if I have to pay for the shipment, I'm gonna make sure I get something before I leave.
And that's another thing too. I tell a lot of people, like, you see them going to the post office, and every once in a while, I don't really have the personality. Like, I would need
a team.
I know what I like and what I don't,
and you know what you can do and what you
right.
can do.
You know what I'm saying? So and
you know how to be a chief, you know how to be it.
Right, and I'm not really putting any pressure on it. It's a beautiful thing when people, your own people, reach out to you. They enjoy your product. Mm-hmm. They share your product. I consider myself a people person. So
you are.
Right. So it's really important for me to see the connection that I build with people and how, they really talk to me about how they feel. And I always, when I sell it, you could ask most people, I always say, after you use it, let me know how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
How did it make you feel?
Because the aroma of things, the pheromones that we choose to put on our body and how it changes our mood, I'm interested in that. Like, really interested in, like, the mood of it, how people,
You're very into alchemy and energy and all that stuff.
Alchemy, metaphysics.
Yeah.
That's our true knowledge, and that's where the shit is at.
Exactly.
That's where the stuff is at.
That was a little deep. I felt that in my soul a little bit.
That's where our true knowledge is placed in.
Oh, trust me, I definitely believe in energy and things coming in full circle, or things just everything is meant to happen.
Right.
Every moment is meant to be, whether it's the build up or and you attract people with the energy that you exude. So totally.
Stuff like that is everywhere. It's in the movies. It's in the commercials. Young kids study it. All races study it. But it's still very much concealed. And that's another thing. I want people to start expanding their minds more as far as the true nature of who we are and everything else around us. You know what I'm saying?
And you've helped a lot of people, including myself. Educated a lot of people about just being aware of self. I had to lose a lot. It's crazy. They always say when you get to the bottom is when you actually realize everything. I lost a lot all in the span of like 3 months. Apartment, relationship, job. But to me, it wasn't even a loss.
Right.
I really found myself in my true nature and who I was.
Well, they say any real high degree of stress is synonymous with growth. Anytime you feel stress, it's automatic that you're going to grow from that stress. So in alchemy, it's chaos. Everything moves. Everything transitions and dies and grows. And we go through phases. And it's to help us, reach the next level. So, it's very important that we understand the relationship between tyranny and pleasure, or, losing and winning. You have to feel it all.
You have to feel it all. Oh, trust me, with having a business and having our highs, and then, what people would consider our lows. And actually, I consider those lows to be actual growth, because this next thing that we're about to do, y'all look out. This next thing you're about to do is going to be major, and I'm super excited. But you learn from your mistakes the most. Like, absolutely. I'll never do that again. Okay, this time we know to have X, Y, and Z, paperwork, licenses, all of this stuff, And then you go into all your businesses thinking like that when you've actually been able to feel, lost. So there's a lot of growth in it.
When you're in the business of trying to tell the truth and trying to,
I'm sure you get a lot of backlash.
It's a lot of love and it's a lot of backlash, but you become ostracized. You at some point you become very isolated within people that understand, and then a major majority of people that don't care, and there's a crisis going on right now. You know what I'm saying? With us, with our people, there's a major crisis. And we got to be able to extend love to everybody, but we got to check ourselves. There's a lot of things wrong, and there's a lot of things still being implicated on us as a people that I'm just trying to show, like, yo, listen, it's cool that we have fun. It's cool that we party. we're young, we're beautiful, we in it. But,
but we got
something is going on, something's wrong.
So we have to figure out what the issue is in order to figure out a solution for the problem.
Yeah. Acknowledge it.
Acknowledge that there is something.
Some of our greatest scholars say, in order for the fate of our people's lives to change in this world, 80% of us in the African diaspora, 80% of us have to think the same and feel the same all at once. You know how hard that is? So that's what
to me it's hard, but it wasn't hard, 40, 50 years ago when we actually were focused more so on us. When we were focused on us, when we had our own schools, our own hospitals, our own banks, our own everything, and we were more of a community, we were stronger then. It's when we started to say, okay, let's worry about everybody else. Let's start to include everyone else. And there's nothing wrong with showing love, but we forgot about us.
There's a major conversation going on where a lot of people think segregation should come back, because that way we would see the difference in us banding together and what the rest of the world looks like after we become our own country.
Yes.
Within ourselves.
Yeah, within ourselves.
That all of the money that we
create. The wave is coming though.
We'll see.
I feel like it's coming.
No.
Like, you don't think so?
I don't know. I mean, within certain pockets, if you're in certain communities and conscious communities, it looks really good. I mean, but pan back and look at the majority of the people, no, it doesn't look good at all.
It doesn't.
Sure. Sorry. And again, it's chaos. Like, we're the oldest people on this planet.
Yeah. And we're also the fastest.
There's younger species of beings here that are striving. And all it is us declining, because that's what technically based on the way the world works.
We're also conditioned. We were also conditioned.
But you gotta fall in order to be reborn. So we in our decline right now. Yeah, you got pockets of people again fighting to show natural hair now. There's a lot of movements, and what's clouding it is all of this other little movements that's starting up, where women is separating themselves from the men.
Yes,
even more aggressively.
Yes, But we also
love to all my people, no matter your orientation, but LGBTQ communities needs seem to be more important than the needs of you.
The needs of us.
So,
and we're guilty also of how we're getting put in on that.
There's a lot of implications that's going on, and factors that that are still very unnatural. Also with the lack of soul connection, we're losing it because we lost it in the music, we lost it in the shows, and everybody's on this goddamn phone.
Talking about that, like, no one enjoys themselves anymore. Everyone feels the need to always want to be seen. If I'm not on Instagram for a couple of days, I have people like, "Oh, you alright? What happened to you?" Like, I'm just focused on something. Like, I'm just focused on something else. Or if you're talking with some, now everyone's like, "Oh, so what's your Instagram? Let me know you. Like, I gotta get to know you. Let me do my mini background check first."
Isn't it scary that at this point right now, if you don't have an Instagram page or social media in general,
you're not.
You cease to exist.
Yeah, you're not relevant.
But that's what people check.
That's what people should.
That's
what people check for you, right?
It's a strange element. Now, God forbid you got anything to sell or anything to promote or show,
then that makes sense.
Then without social media, you won't be able to really sell it as effectively, because this is what people are on all the time. So
it's a marketing tool. It's a marketing tool. Right. It's definitely a good marketing tool, because I've definitely used it for my platforms and my businesses. But I feel like also, in the cannabis community, word of mouth is very strong. And because it's still a very intimate thing, it hasn't been publicized yet, so a lot of people
got pages.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I have pages too, but I feel like I met more people that at the events than I've gotten more clients.
I mean, but that's something that is decorated around a more intimate, private means of communication. I'm just talking about anything
overall. Yeah,
if you a hairdresser, if you a bartender, if you a bodyguard,
if you have a podcast,
if you a karate teacher,
whatever.
If you just open up a 99-cent store, it don't matter. Like, you need social media. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's all at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like me, 36, so I done fell in love, made love before, you know, social media and like Wi-Fi. You know, before cell phones was common in the hand, I done did everything most adults do socially, you know, and had every kind of emotional climax and physical climax, you know what I'm saying? Before I was walking around all day with my head in the phone. Now, anybody that's in their early 20s right now,
they don't know anything about it.
They totally exist within that.
Yeah.
And they don't really understand the difference between what we speak about, you know, people in their 30s or 40s now versus what they're going through. Now, a lot of people that are in their 30s are dating people in their 20s.
I can't.
Male and female, female to male,
you know.
Right. So how can that very common equation of social dating with people from one generation dating other people from the next, how can we actually fully connect with ideas and philosophies of life? There's going to be a lot of relationship issues. That's why we're in the age of hookup.
Yep.
Now, 20, 30 years ago, if a man that was 8 or 10 years older than a young lady, both of their existence were bland or just really beautiful. It was a simple world.
It was simplistic.
You could buy a house at 25, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they had vocational programs in high school. When you coming out of high school, you were a plumber, you were this, you were that.
That's how my father got started. They took them all
of our schools.
Yeah, they sure did. From everything. They say you got cosmetology.
And then we had to go to every other employer to ask for a job. You know what I'm saying? The unions and all of that was cut. So these were things that were done to disenfranchise our families.
And it worked.
Section 8.
It worked.
You can't have a man in the house if we're going to financially aid you for your survival and your children's survival.
I never got that. Like, I can't put you on the birth certificate. I can't put you on the birth certificate, or if I do.
Right, and then we're going to put you in a project.
Yeah.
Where these children will be raised, yet still in poverty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Confined into this sort of brick jungle, concrete jungle, and wonder why the crime rate is high. These are things done
systematically.
And all of these teen pregnancies, imagine 1,000 people living on top of each other. Roaches and all rats.
But I mean, teen pregnancies have been around for decades and forever. Like, my grandmother or my great grandmother was having kids at 16 and married and or 17 years old, and these things were happening. So it was just to a different degree. It was just at a different level at that time,
and with a different set of consciousness.
Yeah,
certain women at that age were. I mean, if you ever seen The Color Purple, you've seen what a young woman, just a preteen, had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Her role was major and significant and huge, and she was more effective at that age than our younger women now because they're more sheltered now.
Facts.
Equally capable. A black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? She can do it all, and she did it all.
But what she did, but with guidance.
Yeah,
it's also with guidance.
We're seeing a different breed of woman now.
Yeah, man. These young ladies out here now, and I'm so worried because I have a love son. I call him my love son. I was with his dad for 12 years. And, you know, he's a teenager now, you know, and I don't know if he's active, but I know that the girls are attracted to him. And these young ladies now are way more aggressive. Like, he doesn't even have to have game. Like, they don't, a lot of his cousins, their peers, they don't even have to have game because the girls now are like throwing themselves, they're taking naked photos, it's scary, and everything is being made like public.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm sitting here, I don't feel old, I feel young as hell. But my whole experience was different. I mean, our parents got involved in the day. And number one, and I always say this, you met a young woman with a house number, you have to call her crib. More than likely, a parent picking up the phone. And you had to engage the family. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you went to visit her or pick her up, you had to engage the family. Now with this, just selling a little ass pic, you know, and that's how they meet.
That's what I'm saying. And it's so just open, and I'm so scared to even open my kids up to that, like expose them to the internet. I'm like, oh, I want a cell phone. I know you want a phone, but what do you need it for? I'm trying to figure out, like, I monitor what they're watching. Yeah, because everyone. But I know that the things that because he has an older brother, and then they have cousins. Like, they're squatted, and it's a lot of boys. So I know that they're seeing certain things based on little conversations that I've overheard or questions that he may ask me about. Okay, so what is this? So he'll laugh at a certain part of a song. Like, how do you get the joke of that? They didn't say it exactly, but somehow you have a depiction in your mind and you're able to feel aware about it. He's 8. My daughter is very in touch with herself. Like, she's very feminine. She has a very strong feminine energy about her. Like, she loves to wear dresses and sing and do makeup, and you know, she likes to draw. She's very artistic, loves to read, but she's very feminine, and she's not even exposed to those things. And I'm so protective of that because I see these other young ladies, and I'm just
So you know.
But how do we change that? Like,
well, I love our women, but it would help if young ladies stop watching Love and Hip Hop with their daughters.
Oh, we don't even watch it.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fathers too, you know, we just got to be able to censor
because the music too. The music matters.
But we love entertainment so much, it offends people to say you shouldn't watch Love and Hip Hop. You know, certain hip hop now is so negative and designed to be so negative.
It's not
because we just want entertainment. You know what I mean? And that's so important to us. But you know, you can't talk to your people because they think you're judging them. When it's like, wake up, like, you know what I mean? There's a psychological pathology that's happening.
Hi. That video, the interview was cut short because my camera doesn't have a motion sensor on it. So if there's no movement, the video will cut off. And that's pretty much what happened. New York was an awesome experience. I am so thrilled that I got to do an interview with Chris Dredd. Even more excited that I got to experience his body butter. It's called Madison Haru. So shout out to Chris Dredd. Make sure you all go follow him. All the info will be down below. But overall, we got to talking about a lot of different topics, and we covered so much that I'm really mad that we didn't get the last 20 minutes of conversation, which was amazing. But everything happens on purpose and nothing is by mistake. So again, appreciate you for doing the interview. I appreciate everyone for sitting in and tuning in just to get a sneak peek of what we did talk about. I'm learning a lot about cameras. I'm learning a lot about lighting. So I just, bear with me while I go through these awesome woes that I love experiencing. I appreciate you all again and look forward to the next episode of M.A.F, and it will be with Maddox, an amazing fashion designer, Dance Maddox, his name. will also be on that episode, but look out for that. And I have a lot more dates coming up in New York. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. We will take a rainbow.
So you tell me that I'm a lucky man, and you're so right, yes, you're so right.